What's up, nerds? We're your hosts. I am Chad.
And I am Jake. This is our weekly podcast where we explore the world of nerd from TV, movies, games, comics, news, and books.
We will give you our opinions, theories, and oftentimes spoilers.
We will also have friends and experts as guests on the show to elaborate further on those topics.
But be prepared. We like to have a few drinks, so buckle up.
If you want to support our show, like, share, and subscribe wherever you enjoy your podcasts.
You can also become a premium subscriber over at buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd.
So let's get into it. This is the All Things Nerd podcast.
Nerd.
Welcome, nerds, to the All Things Nerd podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. Chad, I hope you had a good week. And with that, let's do... Oh, God. I always forget that you put this housekeeping thing in there. I don't like it. Let's do some housekeeping. But first, cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, so before we get into our first topic, if you're a fan of the show and you want to support us a little bit more than just subscribing and stuff like that, please join our Buy Me a Coffee. It's a monthly subscription. You get some behind the scenes, bonus content, member exclusive merch, and access to our pre-show warm-ups. If you don't know, Jake and I like to have a drink before and during recording. And so as we get into the mindset, we'll talk about random things that don't quite fit into the show. And this week we talked about animals and creatures that have regenerative. Thank you. Properties in their genetics to, regrow and self-heal and stuff like that. It was a really fun conversation.
Was a really fun conversation. There was more... the extent of it was more than I thought.
Yeah.
Because we started with
Earthworms.
And we learned so much more.
It was a lot of fun.
Which kind of goes to show just how much we will research things and dive into it. Mm-hmm. I know and we'll talk about it later on in this episode. When we went to Twin Cities Con, people would ask us tell us about your podcast, and our biggest thing was, hey, we talk about anything and everything nerdy. And if it's something that we don't know about, we'll watch it, read it, research it, and then we'll talk about it. So if you have suggestions that you want us to talk about or anything like that, whether it's a book, video game, board game, we'll do it. That's what we're here for. We're here for everything nerdy. And so this was a prime example of that. I told Chad I wanted to talk about earthworms. And we ended up having almost hour-long conversation. Probably wasn't that long, but
it was a good 40, 45-minute long conversation.
We had a solid conversation about just animals that can regenerate, and that's what we do here. So if there's something any of you want us to talk about, that's what we do, and we're passionate about it. We love it. The research is fun for us. So
yeah, I learned so much about lizards and zebrafish and fucking earthworms.
Earthworms are don't sleep on the earthworms. Fuck you, computer. Did you hear that?
No.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
It's just funny because you're like, fuck you, computer. It's going to be a good episode.
That's literally what we do. And for our friends and our new friends that we met at Twin Cities Con that may be listening to this, that's just a good basis of what we do. So if there's anything you want us to listen to, watch, read, play, we'll do it, and then we have those conversations about it. That's what we do. It's so much fun.
And again, if you want to be a premium subscriber, that's buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd. No shout out this week to new members, but just a shout out to new friends that we made, and we'll give more shout outs as we talk about Twin Cities Con later in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
But this week we had the finale of the Penguin.
The Penguin. I think we're a couple episodes behind because we had Twin Cities Con.
Yeah, two. Just
Yeah.
That's it.
But yeah. But holy fucking balls! Take notes, Sony. This is how you make a villain show. It was so good. They didn't have to include the Batman. And I mean they did in like the last like little bit of it, but
like
barely.
3 seconds.
Yeah, it was.
Credits.
God, if you didn't know, I think I'm actually quoting you here. If you didn't know that this was tied to the Batman series, this would just be a good crime show.
Yeah. Just
Like,
a gangster
it's
show.
just so good. And if Colin Farrell doesn't win an award for this show, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
Pissed.
Absolutely killed it. And now I'm quoting you. Throughout the show, you get little glimpses where you're like, oh, yeah, that's Colin Farrell.
Oh yeah.
But if you didn't know it was Colin Farrell going into it, you would have no fucking clue.
No fucking clue.
This
He's so good. And that's why I'm like, dude, he better win an award for this. He did so good. I love Colin Farrell.
yeah,
I
amazing person.
I'm not going to get into. I could go on about it. He's dreamy, whatever. He had just a big blow up career when he was super young.
Mhm.
And then some choices were made that weren't his fault. And then Hollywood kind of snuffed him for a little while. But his comeback has been,
Mwah.
I mean, dude,
Yeah, chef's kiss.
thank God that he came back because I fucking love Colin Farrell. He's such a good person. I won't get into any of that. I mean, I know he's listening right now and he probably wants me to talk about it, but
He's so humble, he probably doesn't. So we should get back to the show.
yeah.
Sorry, Colin. We love you. Like you said, this is how you make a show where you show the humanity of a villain, but you don't stray away from the fact that they are a piece of shit. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Whoop. 100%. I mean, down to the final moments of the finale. Spoiler alert, if you're still listening, even though we just like creamed all over this.
Colin Farrell.
I wish. Sorry, Mom. Yeah, that's right. Spit that tequila out.
Almost.
Dirty girl. What?
But
It's
talk
gonna-
about the show, dude. Jesus.
like the lengths that he goes to just fulfill his own ego is incredible. He finally is at the top of the game, so he kills Victor. He kills Vic.
Oh, yeah.
Right after Vic is like, I love you, man. You're my new family. And he's like, you're a good kid. This is gonna go far, but you can't come with.
Yeah. And then he just I Am Legends his dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess we
mean-
can't really spend a shit ton of time on this, but like, yeah, I mean, there's a flashback where they show Oz kills his two older brothers.
Yeah,
and
because
like and has like zero remorse about it because he wants his mom all to himself. Creepy, but
yeah,
you know, yeah,
very Othello. I mean, it's Shakespearean. That's Othello, the
yeah.
weird incestual desires.
Wasn't that God damn it. Keep talking. Sorry,
Okay,
I'm sorry.
and even to the point where, I mean, his Oz's mom has a degenerative brain disorder, much like dementia or Alzheimer's. I don't remember what they said it was. Um, but she even asked him, like, hey, if I get too far gone, like, kill me. Don't let me live. And then she has a stroke, and he keeps her alive for his own, like, look what I did, Ma. I did this
Hamlet.
for you. Hamlet?
Hamlet. Hamlet.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I feel like I was drunkenly saying Hamlin, but
Hamlet.
Shakespeare's Hamlet uh is the incestual. I mean, Shakespeare maybe had a thing for incest and maybe it was in more than one play, but in Hamlet it was the son and the mom that had a weird connection, and it was his uncle and his mom that started a relationship, and Hamlet got pissed about it. It's literally what the show Sons of Anarchy is based off of.
Oh, yeah. Weird. Also. Uh,
Sorry. But anyways, I didn't mean to overstep or like
no. Uh,
take the wind out of your
I
system.
no.
But I was like,
I
there's something in my
definitely.
brain about this, and it's yeah.
I must have been. I could have been thinking of something wrong then. I thought it was not Othello. Othello.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, look it up. I don't know if I'm
I
not
mean,
super
it could
familiar with
very
that,
well
but
be a
yeah.
part of that
I
too.
know Hamlet had some very weird incest stuff.
Yeah, I mean, for a dude that got famous off of other people's writings, there's definitely a theme. If that
Anyways,
went over your
that's
head,
not
yeah.
where I was trying to go with it. I was just like, I feel like it was a different Shakespeare play, so I wasn't trying to meh you. I was just
No, it and
yeah.
if I was incorrect, please correct me.
You could be
Uh,
right. I don't know anything about the Othello, so you could be
yeah.
right. But if that's the case, then
Then there's a
also
running
Hamlet.
theme.
Then also Hamlet. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, to your point, the in the end of the show, he promised his mom that he would kill her if she completely lost her mind. She has a stroke
She's a
and is
fucking
a
vegetable.
vegetable,
Yeah.
and he keeps her alive instead of fulfilling his promise of killing her.
Yeah. And then pays an escort to dance with him and be mommy.
Literally wearing his mom's dress. The same dress that he
Yeah.
was like dancing with her. Oh, it was so creepy, dude.
From like
Yeah.
30 to 40 years beforehand. Yeah, it was. But that's what's so great about how they developed this character is you see moments where you're like, oh, he loves his mom. He just wants to make a name for himself. And then, like, on a dime, you're like, there's something wrong
Yeah.
here. And
I thought we were gonna get like a with the flashbacks, I thought we were gonna see how he got because when they show him as a kid, he doesn't have a scarred face.
yeah,
So I was curious. I thought they were gonna show how his face got fucked up, but they never do.
yeah. That's a good point because I was also curious about that.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, like hiccuped in the middle of that sentence and was trying to hold it together, but yeah. So I don't. I'm curious if they're ever gonna explain that because they haven't yet. But
Unless it's just implied, of him being a runner for the mob
You know,
and shit like that. But
that's boring. I want to see what. I want
yeah,
to see the nasty, gritty details. What happened?
yeah, all the
Yeah.
scars. And
But Colin Farrell's signed on for 3 more Batman-related projects. So
I wonder if I hope we get a season 2 show.
I hope so too. I assume we'll see him in the Batman too.
Colin Farrell said that he's already filmed like 5 or 6 scenes for
Oh,
the
nice.
Batman 2.
Okay.
And that there's a few more scenes because they're still in production.
Yeah. Kristen Milotti,
I think it's Melody, but yeah,
Mahadi.
100%.
Just put her in that yellow dress every episode, please. And that was it yellow? It was yellow. Yeah.
It was like a greenish yellow. Yeah.
Green. Yeah. Sure. Green.
Tut,
Yeah, whatever that dress was.
Tut I saw a
back.
Tweety bird.
But it was very, very cool that she gets a letter in Arkham from her half sister, drumroll, Selena Kyle, aka
Catman.
Zoe Kravitz, aka
Winnie the Bish.
Winnie the Bish. Um, I will never stop doing that, just so you know.
Oh, that's fair. I don't want you to. If you stop doing that, this show ends.
Which is dope because it's a callback to the Batman, and then the big one.
Yeah.
You go. I was giving it to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oz is dancing with. I should have looked up
mom.
the
I got it right here.
actor's name.
Eve Carlo.
Clayface reference also. Basil Carlo.
I think Clayface is supposed to be in the Batman too.
It'd be really cool if they did a gender swap too. That'd be
Well,
interesting.
it just won't be a fantastical character, so it's not going to be like a. Oh, I can turn myself into clay. It's going to be like a I wear a clay mask, like Phantom of the Opera bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, but they did it really well in the recent animated series, The Caped Crusader, where because it's based, in the 40s, so like the technology and stuff like that, and it wasn't super fantastical. It was really interesting how they did it. So we could see that too, which would be fun. But back to the episode, Oz is dancing with Eve and is like, rising to the top, nothing can stop me now. And it shows outside the penthouse and then the bat signal. Just doof. Which is sweet.
Hell yeah.
And also, let's just very briefly, let's touch on Theo Rossi's character.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, because he was originally written to be Jonathan Crane.
Scarecrow. Yeah.
And they changed the name very last minute. It might have been a rights issue. Who knows? It's probably a rights issue. But you see like his glove with the syringes on the fingers on his desk, as well as it kind of looks like a floppy mask.
Yeah. Give you a floppy mask.
But it could be he's, like a dual identity sort of thing. Like they can still work with it. I would love to see him be Scarecrow because I think that Theo Rossi's a fantastic actor.
I love Theo Rossi, and for fun, because we brought up Shakespeare and Sons of Anarchy, Theo Rossi plays Juice in Sons of Anarchy.
I never really watched Sons of Anarchy. I know you tell me every time we talk about this, that's exactly how you respond.
Yeah.
You're not mean about it, but you're like, fucking watch it. And then under your breath, you're probably like, you fucking piece of shit, watch the movie or show.
I've talked to people about it that really didn't like it. and I kind of get their point about it. So like I can't really hate on it if people aren't into it, but I was super into it. I've watched it like 3 or 4 times. I made my wife watch it. Nicole hated it. I made her watch the whole thing. But the only reason she hated it was because it was too violent.
Yeah.
And I love violence. So,
All
yeah, I heard
I
it.
know is
Yeah.
violence.
Yeah. So, I think it's really good.
I just never
Um,
watched it. I
yeah.
don't have a problem with those things.
One of my favorite things that ever happened from that is, sorry to completely derail here for 2 seconds. Ron Perlman, who plays Hellboy, the original Hellboy,
Mm-hmm.
he's in it and he's like a super racist, like piece of shit. And somebody like was like, "Hell yeah, brother!" Like tweeted him or some shit like that about it. And Ron Perlman was like, "My character's racist. I'm not. You fucking dick." Like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's amazing. Anyways,
It's not a
uh,
goof.
yeah, do it. Just do it. Just Nike, would you?
uh, fantastic. Uh, the back to the Penguin.
Sorry.
It's such a good show, and like we mentioned, kind of at the start of this, is that even if you're not super into like Batman or the DC universe, this show stands alone as just an awesome
Good.
gangster show. It's you could call him Tony Carbonara if you really wanted to. I mean, that would be very cliche and very racist to the Italian community, but so don't do that. But you could name the characters anything that had nothing to do with the Batman universe, and this show would just be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Watch it. If you're still listening and you haven't, shame on you. Watch the show.
Seriously, if you haven't watched this show,
Rewatch the show.
if you haven't watched this show, I think you should burn in hell. And
Wow.
speaking of burning in hell, let's talk about
I
our.
don't know if he's gonna like that transition.
I don't think he listens to this, so we're gonna talk about our title sponsor, um, which is Crybaby Craig's hot sauce. It's a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes on practically anything. Listen up, we'll tell you more about it.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today. Okay, nerds. It's time for Trivial Nerd Suit. This week's question is for Jake. It's provided by myself, Chad. If you would like to submit a question to try and stump one of us, please reach out on our website over at www.allthingsnerdpod.com. Use the contact form. Mention who the question is for, because this goes to a third party, so we cannot cheat. And if you stump us, there might be some prizes in the works for you. Jake, are you ready?
Ready?
Okay. Pulling that up. Brian Posehn, who we met at Twin Cities Con, is best known for his stand-up comedy roles in New Girl and The Big Bang Theory, among many others, and he's a huge nerd. He is credited as being a writer for which comic book character?
I literally just read this the other day. Um, fuck.
And I told you the other day too, because my mom is the one that told me, which is very embarrassing for myself.
Give me the hint.
So this character has been depicted in live action and in animation, who is voiced by Will Friedle, who we also met at Twin Cities Con.
It's got to be Batman Beyond.
Is that your final answer?
I guess.
Incorrect.
Wolfredo?
Live
What is it?
Live action and
Oh,
animated.
fuck. Live action and. Oh, fuck. All right, hold on.
I'll give you one more guess.
Live action and. And it's a comic book character?
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck did Will Friedle play in live action?
We saw about
Um,
9,000 of these at Comic Con. Now, if you get it, it doesn't count. But after
No,
that,
I can't. I don't know. What is it?
Deadpool.
Who was Will Friedle in Deadpool?
He voiced the animated version of
That's
Deadpool.
not live action. Voicing
I
a
said
character.
live action and in animation, voiced by Will Friedle. That was the hint.
Who did he play in Deadpool?
He voiced
Which?
Deadpool in the Ultimate Spider-Man animated series.
Oh, cartoon. Okay, yeah. Fuck. Okay. You got me in a box here. Deadpool reference.
The the hint was supposed to fuck you up.
Yeah, it worked.
Huzzah!
Dick.
Sorry, I'm not though.
These are supposed to be fun, Chad.
I thought that was fun. Do you know how infrequently I get to stump you?
Whatever.
You know so much.
It was cool. That was a good one. God damn it. That makes me mad. Anyways, we're gonna talk about some nerd news. Kill yourself.
Jake,
This is a goof.
just a goof.
Well, we don't pause here.
No, we do
Huzzah.
not. We can
Oh,
if
we
you
do?
need to.
No,
Okay.
no, we're gonna talk about some nerd news. The biggest thing probably on everyone's minds that aren't nerds, is the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight.
Boo.
Boo.
Boo, Winnie
Wendy
Testerberger.
Testerberger.
Boo.
This fucking god damn it. Not only did Netflix fail to be able to keep up with the fight, if you know, you know, they fucking dropped the ball super hard. Their network like crashed.
Thank
Nobody was able to watch the fight. I had to watch the fight via FaceTime with Chad on here on Zoom.
And I was using a VPN, so the internet
Yeah.
thought I was in Canada, where it had less traffic.
And it was just horrible. I mean, it was just the poorest excuse for. I mean, I say this as a non-professional fighter, but God, it was ass. If you watched the build up to this fight with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson was a stone cold killer. And you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. He's finally somebody's gonna do something that's not fake and knock this kid out. And 2 days before the fight even happened, you could Google the results of it. And it told you who was gonna win.
But it
And
did
that-
say that it went 10 rounds and there's only 8 rounds, so it was definitely like an AI generated thing, but that's
Yeah.
because they figured that it was rigged to begin with.
It was rigged.
I mean, good for Mike Tyson for collecting that paycheck, but also like you just have no shame or dignity left.
It was the most boring boxing match I maybe have ever watched in my
The
entire life. I have
the first 30 seconds, I was like, oh. And then Mike Tyson stopped throwing punches and
because
just kind of like walked.
he threw one punch that landed on Jake,
That
and he was
rocked
like, "Oh
him.
shit!" I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. Oh, if I hit him like that another time, I don't get paid.
Yeah, exactly. Dumb. It's rigged. It's rigged. I hate it. Whatever.
Also, like, can we stop putting so much spectacle on fucking exhibition fights? Like, Jake Paul has never fought in a ranked fight his entire career. That's why he's undefeated. Like, get
Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah. Put him put him in an actual not an exhibition fight. Put him in an actual ring with an actual boxer who's
Someone
gonna
that's
get paid
ranked.
for knocking him out.
Yeah.
Not paid before, like, hey, if you do this, you're gonna get paid. If you knock him out, that's how
You
you
get
get
paid
paid.
more. You'll
That's
get paid
put
this
it
just for the fight. If you win, you get paid so much more.
yeah.
Watch the drastic difference.
But that fucking chunky fucking cheeseburger bulk piece of shit will never do it.
Oh, of course not.
No.
Because social media is on his side.
Yeah.
And
He's a
he has so
YouTuber,
many
yeah.
fucking endorsements
It's fucking stupid.
for like sports betting.
I've lost my hope in boxing, and that's a big time bummer because I grew up watching boxing. I loved
Yeah.
it. I loved it my whole life, and now it's just become a joke. It's the WWE. You know who
You
killed
know
it
where
though?
his brother Logan
You
Paul
know, yeah.
is
You know who
famous.
killed it though? You know who killed it though?
Katie Taylor.
The ladies.
Yeah.
The
I didn't.
females, the females that boxed in that fucking contest before Jake Paul and Mike Tyson's fucking tickle match that they had. Those girls are fucking killers, dude. And they showed it, and that's what boxing is about. These fucking douchebags, fuck them. The other two. These guys, your little tickle fight was dumb.
Yeah. Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. I couldn't remember the
Yeah.
other fighter's name.
You guys, you ladies, I'm sorry, uh you
Fighters.
people, you fighters, thank you, are what it's all about. You guys
Yeah.
killed it. You
That
did
was
what you're supposed to do. That
a
was fun.
boxing match.
That was a boxing match. And I would put my money on either one of you two against Jake Paul.
Do it. Do it.
I
Do you know
guarantee
how
you-
rich you'll
I
get?
guarantee you either one of those people would have fucking knocked his ass out in real life. He's just a bulky
First or second
fucking
round.
chunk.
Also, like 2 minute rounds,
Yeah.
like versus 3 to 5 minute rounds. Like
Yeah.
you
Just
don't even get a
asinine.
chance to do anything.
Asinine. What a giant waste of everybody's fucking time. You fucking douchebags. Fuck you both.
Fuck you.
The Mission
both.
Impossible trailer looks amazing.
Oh my god! Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry. I could have kept going about that. I could have kept
I
complaining
would
about
have.
that. Yeah.
I would have. Yeah. Dead Reckoning Part 2.
Actually called The Final Reckoning.
Oh, I did not
Mission
catch
Impossible.
that. I didn't
Yeah.
catch that name change.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
So is the other one still called Dead Reckoning Part 1?
I guess.
So there's one more coming.
Tom. This
No, it looks awesome.
So fucking good. I love Tom Cruise. I love Mission Impossible. I love everything that Tom touches, except for me, because he hasn't done it yet. Woo! I fucking love this franchise so much. Lot of running.
Even in the trailer.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, in the trailer, a lot of running. Good
Oh.
for you. I got bad knees,
I mean, cardio.
asthma.
I get it. You know,
Yeah.
it's important. I
Yeah.
guess.
Dude, it looks so fucking good. I can't wait to see this. I'm
Yeah.
seeing this in theaters. I was so disappointed. Let me just tell you a little story. You saw this with me.
Mm-hmm.
We also took my wife, who wasn't my wife at the time, but we took her. She fell asleep. She was
Oh.
pregnant at the time, so it was slightly understandable, and I was a little annoyed. But uh, baby came out, you know, and then at home, I was like, "Hey, this is out now. We should watch this." You, do you want to know what she did?
Fell asleep again.
Fell asleep again. She still hasn't seen that movie
God
to completion. Like,
damn it, Nicole.
yeah. Yeah. So I'll get her. I'll get her before we go see this one. But I'm so stoked for this. It looks so fucking good. And this is gonna be, I think, gonna be the last one that Tom Cruise is ever doing. I
I
imagine that
don't
if
know
they
if you can continue without him. They'll try.
I think if you're going to, you do a continuation without Ethan. Like it's not Ethan Hunt. It's a different agent.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
if Tom Cruise isn't tied to it, because I mean he like produces
Oh,
these
he's gonna.
films
Yeah, I was
too.
gonna say he's gonna be. He's gonna be. And I think there's even been There's even been conversations of
Ooh, we know you love your beans.
Glenn Powell like taking over, and Tom Cruise being like, but not as Ethan Hunt,
Well,
just another
right.
agent in, and then Tom Cruise still staying on to produce. But Glenn Powell said that like I don't think my mom would let me do the stunts that Tom Cruise would want me to do.
Sorry, mom.
So
Yeah,
I don't I think Tom I believe that Ethan Hunt will probably die.
yeah. I'm expecting
But
that.
but I think that Tom Cruise, whether it's a reboot or a continuation of this franchise, I think Tom Cruise will and should stay attached to it.
That's the only way that I'm okay with it,
Yeah.
is if he's still a part of it. I mean, there was kind of the talks, a couple of movies back about Jeremy Renner.
I was cool with that. I
Yeah,
was
I
cool
was
with that. I
too.
love Jeremy Renner. And
I do
I
too.
hope they bring him back for this last movie, just for even
Be,
if it's like a small role, but
yeah. Uh, I mean, we spent a fair amount on that, and we've got
yep,
some
sorry.
more
So
nerd.
sorry.
No, I also love the Mission Impossible films.
This is why we do this. We talk about the shit we love.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but we did get the Red Label trailer, not official Red Label trailer, for Craven.
Yeah.
Uh,
Craven the
kind of Hunter. Uh, I want it to be good, but I don't have faith in Sony. But this looks gory and brutal, but it's still Sony.
I like what every time
And they're
it's
like, let's make
just
this
it's
villain likable.
they're just Sony's just the fuckboy of Marvel movies.
Mm.
Every single time you're like, I trust it. It looks good. I want it. And then it fucks you and never calls you again.
Ooh,
Yeah.
what?
Every
100% though.
single movie. Morbius, Venom, Venom 2. Not even fucking worth watching Venom 3 in theaters. I refuse to do it. Like they just don't make good movies. They don't. I'm sorry.
And we see all the cool parts in the trailers, and then the rest
Yeah.
is filled with nothing.
And it's just a call back to our first topic. This is what Sony does is they try to make these villains like murderers, serial killer villains likable, and they make them funny and they make them relatable and blah 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 blah. and that's what sets aside like the Penguin series. Just to call back to it, I'm so sorry to go
No, this is
backwards,
right because
but it
we
was
talked about this earlier.
they literally they did the same thing. They make you kind of like, oh, I can kind of I get it. Like his mom, it's his mom, you know. But then at the end of it, he was a creep about it. He forcefully made his mom stay alive, even though he promised her he would kill her, and she cries. You see tears coming down her face. He's keeping her alive when she doesn't want to be alive. He kills his best friend, like even though that kid saved his life like multiple times. Like
Yeah,
that's how you do a villain movie or TV show. You make
Y-
them eh relatable, I guess,
yeah.
but they're still a piece of shit. And
Well,
what they're trying to do with all of these Morbius
maybe
and
not relatable, but
Venom,
understandable. Sorry to
understandable,
interject.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But what they're
like you
doing with
get it.
what Sony's doing is they're trying to make all these like horrible, horrible characters in the comics that are just vicious murderers, brutal killers. They're like, let's make it funny and like try to make you like them. And it's like, why? You don't have to do that. We would still watch these movies if you made them bad guys. Just make them actual bad guys. Why are you trying to make them
Yeah, you don't
this?
have. It's not like a bait and switch sort of thing.
Yeah,
Just add the humanity so that we can connect with the character throughout the film, but keep reminding us that they are who they are.
the Joker, the first Joker movie,
Yeah,
fantastic. Dude's a psychopath. He won an Oscar.
100%. Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix won an Oscar for that movie. Keep them as a bad guy. Quit trying to make them these like kid-friendly fucking superheroes. They're not.
Yeah, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You
It's so
have so much
fucking
source
annoying.
material.
Jesus Christ, man. Sorry, I got like really. I feel like my cheeks are turning red. I'm getting, like...
Well, let's fly through these next few,
Ooh,
including some of the trailers.
fly through, pun intended.
It was not intended, but I mean, yes, it was.
We have our first looks, our first official looks at the live action. Well, and I say that with like, actually, it is live action. There'll be some CGI, but How to Train Your Dragon. We got our
Yeah.
first looks at the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie, and it looks so good. We've been talking about this for probably about a year now, about the fact that they're using like practical
Yeah.
effects. They're making these dragons out of like giant like I don't know if they're robotic or if they're puppets or whatever the fuck. They
Yeah.
look. I'm sure that
Back
the
to
level of
1993 Jurassic Park, like the
yeah,
T Rex, the Raptors. They,
yeah. I'm sure there'll be like an element of CGI to like eye movement and mouth movement and stuff like that. But
flying.
they're not 100% CGI,
Yeah.
and I think that's fucking rad.
Yeah.
And
They're
I'm
not going
so
to sit on
stoked
a
for this
green
movie.
saddle to fly a dragon.
Yeah, I'm so excited,
Yeah.
so excited for these movies because it's not gonna be just one.
Yeah. They have to do
I'm
3.
stoked. Yeah, they
They
at
have
least
to.
have to do three. Yeah,
We
fucking stoked.
also are hearing that the trailer for James Gunn's Superman is done. They're just waiting to release it, probably during I think it's CCXD. Um, don't know exactly what that means. Is that San Diego Comic Con? I have no idea. I just saw it as a tweet and I was like, "What the fuck is CCXD?" But James Gunn won't be there, but we might still get the trailer. Or, well, it says before 2025, so it
Before
won't be San
2025.
Diego because
So it'll be
that's
soon.
you know
Yeah. Which I'm here. I mean, let's see. Let's see what we got. I have no doubt that James Gunn is going to make a good movie. I
yeah
just think he's being kind of a twat. Um,
yeah
and we talked about this earlier today, and we didn't script it here, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm wearing a Superman shirt. Um, fucking, they had the new Superman actors wear Henry Cavill's old suit for a test screening, and they ruined it.
Yeah.
They said they ruined it so bad that they had to throw it away. And James Gunn was like bragging about that. And I was like,
That's just
okay,
disrespectful.
yeah. Oh, like, okay, Dick. Like,
We
I
get
don't
it. You're
know.
doing something different, but like,
That rubs me the wrong fucking way. Like,
yeah, don't.
I feel you should have like given that to Henry Cavill should have that suit.
I'm sure
Like
that he does have one.
like a suit. Yeah, it wasn't like the only suit ever made. Yeah.
Right, but
But
like,
I just think that's
why
disrespectful.
why brag about that? You know,
Yeah.
just like, oh, our Superman's bigger. Like, okay,
He's
dick swinging
taller.
contest. Like, the
Taller.
fuck. No,
He's tall.
you don't have
Fuck.
to defend Henry
Fuck.
Cavill to me.
I will forever.
But yeah, it's just like, why brag about that?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
you
douchey.
don't have to. No one
Don't
would
get me
have
wrong.
no one would have known if
There's
one
no.
of the suits for the test screening got tossed.
I don't think
Like,
there's any question that James Gunn is a douche.
yeah,
He just makes good movies.
yeah,
So will the movie be good? Probably.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure it will be amazing and we'll be on here not
Giving it
necessarily
praise.
I was gonna say not necessarily eating our words because we are saying beforehand it's gonna be good, but I just think he could be less of a twat about it. That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, check your ego, bro.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
just really quickly, for time's sake, we got a trailer for Wonder Man. We got a trailer for an official trailer for the Thunderbolts, and they're not wasting Bucky, which is
Thank
great.
God, finally.
Yeah. And then you want to take the next couple, just kind of fly through these. Just
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Is time crazy?
well, I know that we want to talk a lot about Twin Cities Con, and we're pushing time.
I don't care. Uh,
Fair enough.
Macaulay Culkin is going to be in season 2 of Fallout. Denzel is going to be in Black Panther. Season 3. No, I'm just kidding.
Trace.
Black Panther 3. Um, God, I really want to talk about the Bucky stuff. You're rushing me. I don't like
Oh,
it.
then let's go back to Thunderbolts. That's fine. I'm all for that.
I don't want to do it. No, I'm just kidding. No, no.
Nah, I don't want to.
No, I do. I guess the only thing that I would say about it is that, like, after Civil War, they really had Bucky take a knee, and he never really got up.
Yeah, they
You know,
turfed him.
that was a Deadpool reference.
Oh,
Um,
my bad. I did not get
it's
it.
all good. All good. You took a knee and you never got back up. No, I'll kill myself.
Jake.
But it's just a goof. But in the trailer, they show Bucky like straight up like shoot like a grappling hook at a tank, and then just put his hand to the ground and flip the tank over with the cable like yeeting the tank. So
It's good,
I don't know.
good use of the word.
Yeah, thank you. I think this is really cool because he's really been like underappreciated, I think, since Civil War. He was like a badass in Civil War, and then after that he was like, I have long hair and I have a machine gun. And that was it.
Yeah.
And yeah, they just didn't give him the praise that he deserved. So I'm really excited for this. Captain America is gone, other than Sam Wilson. But that movie is not out yet. So
Yeah.
okay, we can move on. I
Okay.
just think that was really cool.
We did get our trailer for What If Season 3, which is going to be the final season, it
Final.
seems.
Yep.
Kind of weird that in the infinite multiverse that they're ending it after only 3 seasons, but here we are. Sorry, I saw that as a tweet and I wanted to be funny.
We get to see Storm, which is a X-Man, X-Men, X-person, X-Force, uh, wielding Mjolnir,
Yeah.
and
Jonathan?
calling upon lightning and thunder, which is fucking dope.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that.
And just getting the X-Men, or at least one
Slowly.
of the X-Men,
It's been a slow burn. It's been a slow burn.
fucking
But
awesome.
I mean, we also see in Captain America: New World Order, you see the hand from Eternals in the trailer.
And they're going to talk about adamantium.
So we're getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting there. And then this coming weekend.
Couple big movies. Coming out.
Yeah.
Which
nerdy for different reasons.
You go and then I go.
Well,
You go, I
one?
go.
Which one do you want to go?
I don't care. You go. I'll do whatever you don't.
Well, I know how much you like the first one. So, Wicked comes out this weekend, and fucking so excited about this.
Stoked.
I also
And
love like musical theater, and I love the soundtrack for Wicked. Don't.
It was good. I just bit my lip. I was just. Oh.
I thought you were gonna make
No.
a joke at my expense. Any other day, any other time.
I want to see it. I love it. I also love the soundtrack to this movie. This play. I've never actually seen the play. It came here a couple years ago, I think, and I really wanted to go. It was more than a couple years ago. It was before Nicole and I were dating or married together, whatever. And I wanted to see it, but I didn't have anybody to go with. And I didn't want to go by myself to a theater thing. And that's probably an insecurity in myself. I should have, and I'm really bummed about it now.
I really wanted to see it on Broadway, but when I was,
I think it was at the Orpheum like not that long ago.
yeah, they do mostly tours now because I think it's off Broadway, unfortunately. But because being able to see it actually
Yeah.
there would be incredible.
Anyways, it looks fantastic. I can't wait to see it. I don't know where I was going with anything that I said.
Cool.
But the other one is Gladiator 2. Stoked about it. It's gonna be good action, I'm sure. The first one won Russell Crowe an Oscar. So
I'm Russell Crowe.
if this isn't to that scale, then it won't be. Spoiler alert. This won't be an Oscar-winning movie. But I'm excited for it. It's gonna be ridiculously good, like action and fighting and blah 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 blah. But
Pedro and Paul Mescal.
Paul Mescal, Denzel Washington,
Yeah.
Joseph Quinn,
Oh yeah.
yeah, rhinos, boats,
Historical inaccuracies.
newspapers. Mm. Oh boy. Okay. Well,
Well, let's just talk about our other sponsor so that we can talk about Twin Cities Con. But our other sponsor is Raise Energy Drinks. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 crash. Listen up, learn how to save 15%. If you don't like energy drinks, they have other stuff to choose from. So listen up, we'll tell you more about it, and we'll be right back with you. What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Raise Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with 0 crash. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful, yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, empowered by their Refresh formula technology, Raise Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Raise Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you. Okay, friends, now we want to talk about what we did last week since we did not have an episode out. That is because we were at Twin Cities Con all weekend. We had a booth, table, whatever you want to call it. It was a ton of fun, and we met some really awesome people.
Yeah.
It's a
It was, I think
really
it was
cool experience.
I think it was really cool just to say that every time that we have been to a con so far, we've gone as fans.
Mm-hmm.
This is our first time that we ever hosted a table or a booth, like you said. And being on that side of the table was, to quote you, incredible.
Yeah, it was wild.
God, it was so much fun. We had people that like repeat people. I mean, that were there for all 3 days that came by and said hi to us every single day, multiple times a day, every single day.
And the people that had a different cosplay each day that
Yeah.
kept coming back. It
It was really,
so much
it was
fun.
really rewarding. Rewarding? It was rewarding.
Rewarding.
It was very rewarding. I think you and I both had some skepticism or doubts on like how it was gonna go. Are we
should
even
we
gonna
be
get
there?
anybody? Yeah, should we even be a part of this? And my God, that community was the best. People who haven't heard of us were coming over and talking to us. I mean, the neighbors that we had. Um, God damn it, dude, it was so much fun.
That's
And
what I did
everybody
not write
was,
down.
it was such a welcoming community of people. Yeah. What'd you say?
Nothing, you're good.
Okay, yeah.
Uh, yeah, our
What'd you not write down?
the name of Neil illustrator, Leanne, who
Oh,
was our table buddy, if you will.
to the left.
Yeah,
Yeah. To the left, to the left. Yeah. Oh my God, they were amazing.
yeah.
And they're like actually famous.
It was
We are not. It was overwhelming. All 3 days that we were there, it was unbelievable how many people were swarming to their booth to tell them how much they loved them. And you and I were just like, are these guys? These guys are a big fucking deal.
yeah,
Yeah, wild.
yeah. Especially like because for the VIP ticket buyers, they get in 15 to 20 minutes before the main doors. And so we showed up, 20 to 25 minutes before main doors. And there's already groups of people just like there. And we're like, oh,
Yeah.
we don't belong.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they were
As
so
as much as
friendly.
I appreciated being next to them, we should have been next to like
The bathrooms.
like paper mache. Somebody who makes like origami or something like that. And they put us next to these like famous ass fucking people and we were just like, oh, this is not good for us.
Sorry that we're breathing your air.
Yeah.
But they were so nice.
So
I mean,
nice. Oh yeah. When they could get a moment, which was very few and far between, to actually talk to us. so down to earth, super nice, very like I don't know, informative. Like we were asking them advice, we were,
Yeah.
um, and hopefully, if they actually
Still
do
want
it,
to.
still want to, we'll have them
After
on our
listening to us
yeah. After
babble.
maybe they listen to a couple episodes and like, oh, these guys are dumb.
Fucking idiots.
Uh, but hopefully they'll be on our show, so that'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
which would be really cool.
Yeah.
Just like you said, just the community in general, from the people that were working at the con, from other booths, the
Hmm.
cosplayers, and just the fandom.
Hmm.
So many just kind, welcoming people. It was awesome.
You're gonna have to say that one because I can.
I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. I know that it is Peter and Daisy from Dallas Studios. They were in our row or alleyway, if you will. They were kind of diagonal from us. They do some really cool like 3D printing of all sorts of fun stuff.
Hmm.
And Peter's a big D&D and Warhammer guy, and Daisy's just the nicest lady.
Yeah, they were so
I'm gonna
nice.
feel terrible if I committed to the fact that his name was Peter and it's not. Uh, I'm so sorry.
They also want to be on the show. We made some pretty cool connections, so we'll hopefully have some uh a number of people on the show, and that'll be awesome. We love doing interviews. We haven't done them in a little while, and we've been eagerly talking to each other about like we got to get back on that, and this was the way to do it.
Yeah, it was
Yep.
the right place to make those
Uh,
connections.
to tie in our trivia question, we met Brian Posehn.
Yeah,
Was awesome. We I think on Saturday we were so busy. I'm not trying to brag. We had people. We were. I'm not bragging at all. We weren't that busy, but
in
you and
comparison
I,
to like others, but
other
like
people, yeah.
to us, we're like, oh my god.
You and I were busy, and apparently, Brian walked by our booth and was like eyeing our table up and down. And one of the people that was helping us was like, "Hey, that was Bert from Big Bang Theory," and we were like, "Where? What? What are you talking about?" Because he was gone by the time we, had a
Yeah,
chance to like look around. And then on Sunday, when we
like
got there
setting up for the
early,
day. Yeah,
we were done setting up. We were both sitting down on our phones and just looked up, and Brian Posehn's just standing at our table, and he was like, "Hey, I wanted to check this out yesterday, but didn't really get a chance, blah blah blah," or something like that.
yeah.
And
I mean, he even said like you guys were busy and I wanted to like actually talk to you,
yeah,
and we're
and
like,
so
what?
yeah, and we were like, "Hey, can we get a picture with you?" Like, and he was like, "Yeah, of course." He was super nice. He put we gave him one of our hats, one of our merch hats, and he wore it in the picture. And we have a picture of it. We can post it at probably in here somewhere.
Well, it's
Um,
on our Instagram
yeah,
also.
it's fucking dope, man. Like we
It's,
were really
he's
bummed
so
because
fucking nice.
we wanted to see we wanted to pay and see Hayden Christensen,
Hmm.
but we were so busy. Again, not as busy as everybody around us in comparison, but you and I we couldn't step away.
Yeah,
And we were
we
like,
felt
"There's no
guilty if we
way,"
were gone for like 15 minutes. We weren't
and
gonna
yeah,
stand in
there's no
line
way
for an
we could
hour
be
and a
gone for
half.
hours. Yeah,
Yeah,
so we never got but we got to meet some famous people, and it was really cool that he like came to our booth. Like he specifically came to our booth
and
and
came back.
came back. Yeah, and he's got one of our hats. I was really hoping he was gonna wear it in some of his social media stuff. He didn't. Spoiler alert. Um,
But he has it.
but he has it. Whether he wipes his ass with it or whatever, we're happy that we met you. He was like the nicest guy. Seriously, the nicest guy. Super
Yeah.
tall. So fucking tall.
Yeah. To the point where when we took the picture, and also to his credit, instead of just being like, yeah, and like a quick selfie, he looked at the picture and was like, oh my God, you can't see your guys' logo on the hat that I'm wearing. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Because he's so tall. So then he like kind of like crouched down and like leaned his head forward.
Yeah.
Like he was just in his
The
in
nicest
his world, we're nobody.
No.
And
In anybody's world, we're nobody.
fair. But you know, just the kindness that he showed really speaks volumes to who he is. And he's just, you know, fucking hilarious. We also well, we're gonna stretch we're gonna stretch it a little bit. Got to meet some of the core people from Boy Meets World, which is a show that we both grew up on, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Will Friedle, Ryder Strong, and Danielle Fishel were stopped by the booth. You know, we tried to be like, hey, can we get a selfie? And they're like, our contracts say no.
Yeah.
But we weren't confident enough to be like, Brian Posehn said, fuck that shit.
It was such a quick interaction too, because it was
Yeah.
like Ryder Strong, and I was like, and he like looked at me, and I was like, picture, and he was like,
We can't.
and I was like, okay, that makes sense. Now that I'm looking back, but we did get a picture of them. They just couldn't take a picture with us because people were there to pay for pictures with them.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be fair. So I get it. I get it. It's okay.
I get it.
I get
And I'm so
I don't
sorry.
like it, but I get it.
I'm sorry, Eric Matthews. I lied to you, and told you that Terry McGinnis was the best Batman. He's up there, but I lied to him. It's like Terry
You're a
McGinnis
dick.
is the best Batman, and he's like,
And he turned
"Thank you."
around and gave you like 2 thumbs up. He was like, "Yeah," like, and
I'm-
then you lied to him. You're an asshole.
Yeah, that's fair. I just wanted the interaction, you know.
Sorry, Will.
I am
think-
too.
You didn't even like Batman Beyond until I told you to watch that shit.
I know.
I love
That's the
that
only
shit.
reason why I can't confidently say that he is my favorite Batman.
Yeah.
But also he got the chance to revisit that character for the Infinite Crisis series that just came out. It was awesome.
That is awesome. We also got to meet. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, this I mean that's the next thing on the list.
We got to meet a ton of really cool people. Some of them maybe aren't like celebrities, but we got to meet a ton of really cool people. Adam. Oh man, my eyes are.
I think it's
Bohannon.
yeah.
Bohannon. I think that's it. Look him up. He is currently on The Voice this season right now. Adam Bohannon. He was so cool. He was dressed up as a Star Trek character.
Yeah.
And we were so dumb. So dumb that we didn't
Just daft.
he was just he was like, oh, are you guys watching The Voice? And we're like, it's not, we don't really watch it, blah blah blah. And he's like, oh, there's this guy on there named Adam Bohannon. And I was like, is he just killing it? And he's like, oh, he's killing it. He's a super big nerd. He likes to dress up as Star Trek characters. And we still, even though he was dressed up as a Star Trek character,
And he had introduced himself as Adam.
we still didn't pick up on it. And as he's walking away, he's like, "It's me. I'm the guy I'm talking about." And we were like, "Get back over here!" And then took a picture. But we did talk to him about being on the show, and he seemed to love that idea. So we'll hopefully have him on here. Yeah.
Yeah.
You go.
We also met a handful of the people from like other like nerd cons in the area, like the Doctor Who convention, which will be happening in January, and
Mm.
we will have his name is Hugh, super nice guy. Will be on the show sometime in December.
Yeah. He came over all 3 days.
Yeah,
Just
he
like
kept checking in. I
sick. Yeah.
every time I walked that way, I was like, "What up, Hugh?" As well as some of the people that are from the Uncanny X-Men experience, which is awesome too. They should be trying to find time for them to come on the show. Really nice people. One of them was one of our raffle winners, which
Hmm.
is rad. She, I didn't get permission from her to throw her name out, which we probably should have done for some of the other people, but too late. Um, yeah,
Yep.
but she kept coming by, and finally she won the
All
raffle.
of the other people.
um, it was awesome. It was a really good time. Um, Someone that we met a couple years ago at Twin Cities Con when we went as fans. We got a chance to interact with. His name is Ty from New World Comics. You have one of his comics that you bought a couple of years ago.
2 years ago, and I made him. I don't know if you can see it, but I made him sign it for me too.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, and he came by our booth, and he was like, "Hey guys, like I would love to be on your show," which is just fucking wild because I went to his booth as a fan and bought a comic, and I was like, "Can I get your autograph?" And he was like, "Yeah," and now he wants to be on our show,
yeah.
which is fucking dope. So,
If you
anyways,
can't
this
tell,
comic is
our
called
ego has been inflated greatly from this. But
Night Wraith. Uh, it's so fucking good.
yeah, he has this incredible like universe that he's already created, and now he's starting to build it like comic by comic,
Mhm.
but he already knows how it ends,
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
yeah. So we should have hit. We'll have him hopefully on the show as well. Like lot of fun connections.
Yeah,
Um,
we met other podcasters too, like the Infinity Bros.
hmm
And then also, you and I both bought something from Wicked Reality Collectibles, who they were across the aisle from us. And what did you buy? As I make room so I can grab mine.
Superman, of
Superman.
course.
Superman.
Always,
And
always Superman.
then I bought a Marvel Legends Wolverine with his brown and yellow. Oh, glares. I'm
Yeah.
so mad. I put it in my backpack and then it
It bent.
crinkled the corner. I'm so
No.
pissed. But
Yeah.
that's my own dumb fault.
So, and we also had a conversation with them about being on our show.
Yeah, I mean the world of
So,
collectibles is very much in line with just nerd. So
yeah. It was dope. I went over there. I was like, I gotta buy something from these people. Like I have to.
mhm.
And I went over there and I was talking to uh oh shit, what was her name? Do you know?
Give me
I'm
just a
so
second while
I'm
you're
s-
telling the story, and I'll
yeah. But I was
pull it
talking
up.
to her and I was like, "Do you have anything Superman?" And she's like, "I unfortunately don't think we do, but if you find anything, like obviously cool." And they did have like I think they had like it was Apocalypse on the outside on like their end piece or whatever. And I was like, I don't, I want Superman. And I literally saw this, but it was like face down. or like sideways down, so it just said Superman on it like this. And I was like, ah, man, it's gonna be like a villain or something like that. But yeah, straight up Superman, dude. So dope. And he's got interchangeable hands, so that if you want to put him in flying mode, you can do so, and that's fucking sick.
Yeah. It is owned and run by Gavin, and then
I think that's her husband. I
yeah,
could be
and
so
I
wrong.
don't know if her name is actually Ivy, but that's what it says on Instagram. But she was so friendly.
So friendly. I mean,
I mean,
yeah,
both of them were incredibly
all of
kind.
them, everybody in our orbit, we at the end of it last day, we're like, here's some free shit, here's some free shit, here's some free shit. You know,
Yeah,
the people behind us that we shared the curtain with, oh my God, that they were amazing.
so
Uh,
funny.
yeah,
I mean, because Cal and Nicole
yeah,
were there, and he was just terrorizing behind the table, throwing cups and whatever he could find on the ground, and they're like, "Hey,
yeah,
keep it down back there."
yeah.
And then they
Yep.
like look through and they're like, "Oh, it's a kid."
And
Yeah, it was.
they gave me a blanket for
Oh
Cal.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
a
then
handmade
we
blanket, which is really cool. That's what they did. They like made like handmade blankets.
exploded
They had
hot
a
sauce all over
the
it.
ridiculously cool fucking yeah, shut up about the hot sauce.
The plushies.
Uh the squid,
Yeah,
that thing
not a
was
plushie, but it was like
insane.
knit, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
so fucking dope. Yeah.
yeah. We met
Yeah.
some really cool people.
Really cool people. I mean the environment there was just so welcoming, and we were newcomers. Most of those people have been there over and over again. We've never done anything like that before. And everybody was so fucking nice. I
We got
that com
invited to
that
like
community
other
was,
cons too,
yeah, we
like
got him, yeah,
Excalibur Con up in Duluth. It's fucking awesome.
yeah,
I love the nerd community.
yeah.
The best people you'll ever meet. We kind of touched on all those things from the
I'm
list.
not gonna even talk about the other thing you put at the bottom there.
What did we buy? Yeah,
The
we already
one,
showed it.
yeah, no, the one in parentheses there. Oh, you
Oh,
bought a gun.
yeah, and I bought a Halo prop because, you know, I love Halo. It's a great game.
Sure is.
Just because
Sure is, Cotton.
you got stuck. All right. Well, anything else about the con that you want to throw out there?
Nothing in particular other than if we forgot to mention you and you're listening to this, we are so sorry. We have cards, we have pictures, but we can't remember everybody's name off the top of our heads. Uh, but we are excited to talk to you. We are excited to build relationships with you. If you're listening to this, fucking hail Satan. Rock on, rock on.
And
Uh,
also, if you've never been to a convention and you're thinking about it, fucking go.
oh fuck
It's
me, bud.
worth the money. It's just so great.
Big shout out. One last big shout out. Craig Kaiser, Crybaby Craig's himself. He's been our title sponsor for
Oh
years.
fuck yeah.
Craig hooked us up with some hot sauce. We made our um limited edition label with his logo and our label at the same time. Craig hooked us up with that. Craig and his kids came out on Sunday. We got to hang out with him. And his kids got to take pictures with people and stuff. Dude, Craig, seriously, I don't know if you listen to our show or not. I really don't. You're our number one sponsor. We love you so much, and we appreciate you. I'm sure our followers that get your hot sauce through us also appreciate you. So, huge, huge, huge shout out to Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce. pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce. It goes on practically anything. Uh,
Listen up, we'll tell you more. Oh, wait, no, we already did that. Uh,
but no, seriously, we appreciate you so much, dude. You really did a lot for us. We had a lunch meeting with him before the con.
yeah,
Me, you, and Craig, and I mean, he's just the. I've known him for a long time, but like, he's just
that was my
the
first
nice.
time meeting him in person.
Yeah, he's just the nicest guy.
Yeah,
If he's locally famous, his hot sauce is award
delicious.
winning. I mean, look it up. Buy that shit.
Also, if you
Seriously.
ever get a chance to meet him, like he will sit down and talk with you like you've known each other for years.
Yeah, he's the nicest guy. He's the most down to earth, nicest guy I've ever met. Yeah, seriously. And we appreciate you so much for everything that you did for us. Yeah.
And also, not going to go through every single name, but thank you to everyone that helped us at our table as well. I know it was a long weekend. It was hot, busy, crowded.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to everyone that supported us. We should go ahead and close out this episode, though. It's getting to be that time.
But before we close out this episode, we are going to talk about our honorable mentions. Chad, even though they're probably all of the same honorable mentions that I have, what were yours?
I have one that you don't. But I did watch Superman, the Christopher Reeve story. Uh, Super emotional documentary.
How many times did you cry?
Uh, Full on cry or just have to wipe a tear cry?
Crying's crying, dude.
7.
Yeah, I was up there.
I,
I
yeah.
I am a fucking dumbass. And I made my wife watch this documentary with me. And she just lost her dad last year. Um, and so there was like a point where I was like, like,
Yeah, like
and I was
yourself.
like, yeah, just like crying. And I look over at, I wasn't, I was like tear wipe crying. I was just making a joke, but
Yeah.
I was crying. I just wasn't like hard crying. And I looked over at Nicole to see how she was doing, and she was just bawling. And I lost it and started crying
Harder.
more. Yeah, and I was like, "This was so stupid. I shouldn't have made you watch this. I'm so sorry." Like,
Oh.
it felt so bad. And she's like, "No, no, no, don't shut it off." And she wanted to watch it, but she just like laid on my shoulder and just cried her eyes out the entire time we watched it. And I was just like, I am a dick. I should not have made you watch this movie. And I felt so bad, but it was so good.
Yeah. And like the animations and visuals that were like created just for this.
Hmm.
Uh, you pointed it out to me. Like I noticed, but you actually pointed out like when they're talking about like the highlights, like the animation of Superman flying is like going up, and when it's like on hardships, it's going down, and like kryptonite is growing. And I
Hmm.
didn't put that together when I watched it. I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
that's really cool. And then you're like, yeah, they did this, and I was like,
Yeah.
like it made it emotional all over again. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then a lot of the things that you have for honorable mentions, like I share those as well. But I did watch Saturday Night, kind of
That's right.
the biopic of the first ever episode
Oh,
Saturday Night Live
thank you for saying it that way.
instead of it.
Biopic.
It drives me nuts when people say biopic.
It drives me fucking crazy. How have we not had this conversation before?
I don't know.
It makes my fucking blood boil when people call it a biopic. And it's like, no, it's a
It,
biography.
Picture. Biopic.
Biopic. Ah, thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
I know what our pre-show next week is going to be about. It's going to be semantics. We're going to talk semantics next week.
Thank you. So I don't know how we've never had that conversation
I don't know
before.
either.
Or maybe we have and we just drink so much that we don't remember. But then... Oh, that made me so happy.
No, and it was awesome. Everyone involved, I mean, it was hilarious. I really enjoyed it. Also, whoever played Chevy Chase, like, you fucking nailed it, because that dude was an asshole from day one. And
Well, yeah, I mean,
you
even
showed
the
it.
cast of fucking I almost said Parks and Rec. Community.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, was it Joel? Joel?
He plays Joel. What's his actual?
No. The guy his name is actually Joel. Is it not Joel? Oh, fuck me,
Give
bud.
me 1 second. I'm getting there.
As soon as you say it, I'm gonna be mad at myself.
I'm gonna be mad at myself too because I think you're right that his name is actually Joel.
McHale. Something McHale.
Oh, he plays Jeff. Joel
Jeff.
McHale.
Joel McHale.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wrote a book and he talks about in his book that he and Chevy Chase had like gotten like physical
fights.
altercations like on the because he was such a dick. And it's like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude. I would just kick that dude's ass. I don't know. I don't know how else to put it. Like if you were that big of a dick and you like took a swing at me, I would just lay you out.
Yeah.
I don't. Anyways,
What do you have for honorable mentions?
a lot.
I also
We
share
watched-
these.
We also watched Superman, Christopher Reeve's story, and as we don't need to go back into it, it was very emotional.
How many times did you cry? Did you count?
I didn't count. I would say upwards of like 5 though. There were there were moments where I could, this is so annoying of me, but there were like moments where I could kind of put myself in his place
Yeah.
a little bit. That really got to me, and then there were parts where Nicole could put herself not necessarily in his place, but like just reliving what happened with her dad, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we just lost him last year, and so every time she was crying, I was definitely crying because I was like, "Fuck, I fucked up."
Don't
Yeah.
ever let anyone tell you that you're not empathetic.
Yeah,
gotta-
I can be that
I
way
mean,
sometimes.
You're an asshole, but you're empathetic.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like a win-win. You know?
I actually put that on my resume. And, empathy is a strong suit, but I'm kind of a dick.
Well, employers want strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
You know from this job market that you've been not having to be a part of for like 20 fucking years.
That was that really was like a big. I mean, I've been talking about this since we started. Like Superman is my favorite. I won't go into the meaning for me behind it, but I love Superman.
Your son is named after him. I mean, for
It's
God's
my
sake.
son is yeah. I mean, the Superman is so important to me. I have both Superman and Lex Luthor's autographs on my wall, Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum, even though Rosenbaum kind of did me dirty, but
You hear that, Rosie?
oh, Rosie. But yeah, that movie was it was huge for me. I grew up watching Superman. I watched it with my dad when I was a kid, and we're not gonna unbox that. But we also watched What We Do in the Shadows. We're caught up, I think, on the newest season. Fucking hilarious. This is the last season. One of my favorite shows. I mean, it's.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're watching it too.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What else did I say I had? Just write it
Shrinking.
down. Shrinking, season 2. Fucking hell, dude. That's a make you laugh and then it'll make you cry in the same sentence. Great show though. I love it.
And Superman and Lois,
Superman
which
and
we're both
Lois.
watching
Yep.
too.
Yeah. Thank you for helping me out there.
You looked a little
Um,
lost.
I can't see. My
Yeah.
eyes are
I
bad.
know. I
And I'm
know.
like trying to read these tiny letters up there and I'm like, fuck, I can't see shit. Um so but yeah, Superman and Lois, which we were both watching. And we had to catch up on because we were so busy with Twin Cities Con that we fell behind on it and
Mhm.
God, there was some moments.
It's a really good show.
Lex Luthor thinking that by taking away Clark's powers, he was going to be able to beat Superman in a fist fight, and Superman still tossed his salad. Fucking amazing. 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 It just goes back to which is in the same like umbrella of that franchise, right? Tyler Hoechlin, because John Cryer was the Lex Luthor, with Infinity, whatever.
Yeah.
Or Crisis, sorry, Crisis on Infinity Earths. And John Cryer takes a swing at Tom Welling's Superman, and Tom Welling's like, "I'm still stronger than you." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's in that same thing. So now this new Lex with Tyler Hoechlin's Superman is like, "Oh, if I take your powers away, I'm gonna kick your ass," and then Clark just beats the piss out of him.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you're still inferior, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that I thought that was awesome.
That was really awesome. There's a lot of
Sorry,
stuff out there. Go watch stuff, read stuff, play games. Be a fucking nerd.
nerd.
It's our time. It
I wore
is.
I wore my hoodie the other day to the gas station, and the lady at the register was like, "Do you really want people to know that you're a nerd?" And I went, "Absolutely," and paid for my shit and walked out.
Hell yeah. We love the nerd community. We love our listeners. Thank you so much for being here. If you don't already, please like, share, subscribe. Be a fan so you know when new episodes are coming out. Subscribe to buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd if you would. Um, also,
We don't pocket any of that money. Every dollar in the past 4 years that we've made from this, we put back into this podcast.
the only profit that we've not profit even any money that we've gotten back was from the con, and that was to recoup what we took out of our own
Yeah.
pockets and didn't come from the actual show itself. Like, yeah,
We love this. We love what we're doing. If
we
you
love
help
you.
us, if you help us by subscribing, we can do more cool shit, like more cons, stuff like that. And
Yeah.
that's what we want to do. We love it. We love it. We love all of you. We love this.
And if you need
Stay-
help with like digital marketing, website development, a huge help for us has been Marty at Digicut Tech. Name change pending. He's in a rebrand of his own, but he's done wonders for us. And I mean,
Just
yeah,
stay nerdy.
stay nerdy. It's the signature in our emails. We love you. This has been the All Things Nerd podcast. Thank you.